Hello, you big bad internet boogers. Andy Murray here for WhatCulture Wrestling, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look ahead at the upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw next week, July 22nd, which, if you've been paying attention to WWE programming lately, you'll know is being branded a Raw reunion. This event was announced during the Extreme Rules pay-per-view broadcast just last week, and what it's going to be is a big bad banter nostalgia show featuring all kinds of mad lads and lasses from the past showing up, fanning around, having a right good time, and probably burying a few of today's roster members at the same time. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get to this list. I'm Andy for WhatCulture Wrestling, and here is every single wrestler confirmed for the WWE Raw reunion so far. Number 33, Booker T, and there's no great surprise here given that Booker is all over those weird pay-per-view panel kickoff talky things that no one ever really watches. But hey, maybe they'll get him to do something different on the Raw reunion. Maybe he'll do a bit of commentary, or maybe he'll do a spinneroonie. That would be best. Number 32, Lillian Garcia. Feud with Greg Hamilton confirmed. But actually, in all seriousness, Lillian, for fans of a certain age, is one of the voices of WWE. She was one hell of a ring announcer back in the day, and it's always great to see her acknowledged on shows like this. But now that I've thought about it, I reckon she could actually batter Greg anyway, so dream match? Number 31, Gerald Briscoe. And you know what they say, stooges gonna stooge, and Gerald Briscoe is one of the stoogiest stooges to ever stooge a stooge. And speaking of which, at number 30, it's Pat Patterson, which really is kind of a no-brainer, given that he still works for the company as some kind of creative consultant. He also invented the Royal Rumble, so thanks, Pat. Good old Pat. Number 29, Kurt Angle. He is an Olympic hero. Number 28, Jerry the King Lawler. He is fond of young dogs. And number 27, Ron Simmons. Damn. Actually, you know, now that Ron's been confirmed, it essentially means that WWE are going to burn about 10 of these names in some weird backstage segment with a bunch of 50-year-old men dancing around doing a floss or, I don't know, some other kind of Pokemon anime dance, whatever the hell. But, you know, if he shows up and says that catchphrase, I'm okay with it. Number 26, Hurricane Shane Helms. He's back on the creative team in 2019, and of course he was in the 2018 Royal Rumble, so yeah, this checks out. Number 25, Rikishi. And you know what? It'll be great to see Rikishi doing his little dance on WWE TV once more. But it is kind of odd that they haven't actually confirmed Scotty 2 Hotty along with him, given that Scotty still works for the company. That's a weird move, you silly sausages. But Rikishi might be one of the guys I'm actually most looking forward to here. I think people really forget just how over the guy was in the Attitude Era, and unfairly, he just kind of gets remembered for that stupid promo, "I did it for The Rock." That was really bad, but Rikishi was really good at one point, so thumbs up. Number 24, Mark Henry. Now, aside from a couple of Royal Rumble appearances, Mark hasn't wrestled a proper match since February 2017. He's probably done, but I still like seeing him show up regardless. Sexual chocolate reprisal, maybe? Nah, probably not. Number 23, Melina. She's one of the biggest names from the past that WWE haven't actually already brought back as part of the whole Women's Revolution thing. So yeah, this is a great one to get along, and you know, it sounds like, going from like interviews and social media, that Melina's been waiting for this for quite a while, so good for her. Glad that's worked out. Be good to see her again. Number 22, Santino Marella. He's one of the greatest comedy characters in the history of wrestling, I reckon, though his last major appearances came over in Impact, where he did a little angle with Austin Aries. Now, somewhere on this set there is a Cobra, and I did briefly think about putting it on and biffing the camera, but then I thought about the hundreds of pounds that would come out of my paycheck in order to replace that. So, not gonna do that. Sorry. Number 21, Christian. So, we've got Christian at the moment, but no Edge. That's kind of weird, particularly given that they do a network show together and a podcast and were attached to the hip for long periods of their career, but regardless, I'm really looking forward to seeing Captain Charisma back on Raw. I think he's one of the most underutilized guys in WWE history, honestly, and I really wish the company had pulled the trigger on him as a top guy long before they tried that whole thing with Randy Orton and the World Heavyweight title. Number 20, the Boogeyman. His worms are going in your mouth. Well, probably not unless your name is Elias, in which case, bon appetit. Number 19, Kelly Kelly. Alright, look, I'm not saying that Kelly Kelly was a one-dimensional performer, but if we're being honest, there is really only one thing you can do with her on a Raw reunion show. 20-minute technical clinic with Daniel Bryan. Number 18, The Godfather. And I mean, this version of Charles Wright was pretty fun and all, but I think I'd prefer Papa Shango, or The Good Father. I wonder what Bull Buchanan's up to these days. Number 17, Candice Michelle. Now at the time of filming, Candice was actually the last name, the latest name to be announced for the Raw reunion. And like Melina, she's one of the bigger names that WWE haven't actually called back yet for the Women's Revolution. And we haven't seen her on TV since June 2009. That's a long time, so let's hope the company come up with something good for her appearance. Number 16, Alundra Blair. Remember the time back in the day when she gave a baby AJ Styles a hernia by putting the Bert in the bin on WCW Nitro? Well, that's a hell of a thing to come back from, but come back from it she has, and it's great that her and WWE have been able to mend fences in a way that allows the company to finally acknowledge her legacy. Number 15, Sid Vicious. Now, if you ask me, if you're having Sid show up on a show like this and you don't have him cut a promo, you're really missing a trick. I am begging to know if he still has half the brain that Kevin Nash does. But jokes aside, this is the kind of name you really want on a show like this, right? I mean, some of the bigger names, yeah, they had better careers and they're more decorated than all this, but you see them all the time. You see them a couple of times every single year. That nostalgia wears off, but Sid, well, we haven't seen him since that time he kicked Heath Slater's ass during that fun little period on Raw. So yeah, I'm all for this. Number 14, Sergeant Slaughter. I like Sarge, he seems nice. Number 13, Road Dogg. So the artist formerly known as The Road, he recently left a creative position on SmackDown to take up a new role in NXT. And on this, he's advertised as appearing as part of DX along with all his other buddies, apart from Billy Gunn. That would seemingly rule out a reunion with Jeff Jarrett, which is a real shame. Actually, speaking of Jeff Jarrett, why isn't he on this list? I thought this was the banter era. Number 12, X-Pac, a legendary WWE mid-carder, one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time, one of the most misunderstood wrestlers of all time, and a guy who has a great legacy as part of one of the most important WWE stables in the company's history. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Number 11, Jimmy Hart. This one's actually really cool because we don't see a great deal of Jimmy Hart even on these WWE nostalgia specials. And on top of this, I don't know what kind of photo Ben Roy's gonna put in here, but does it really matter? The man is absolutely ageless. Whether you're looking at a photo of him from the 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s, or yesterday even, the guy he's just an ageless wonder. I love the mouth of the South and I'm really keen to learn more about his skincare routine. Number 10, Ted DiBiase. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. He's really nice and I'm a big fan because he looks a bit like my dad. Rhymes. Number 9, Eric Bischoff. You know, I was a little bit disappointed when news broke that Eric Bischoff was coming back to WWE, but not in an on-air capacity, because not only is he a wonderful performer, but that entrance music, man, is just, it brings a tear to my eye. Let's hope we hear it on Monday. Number 8, Kevin Nash. I can confirm that WhatCulture's oldest man, our resident Diesel superfan Michael Hamflett, was absolutely throbbing when he found out that Kevin Nash was going to be on the Raw reunion. I know, I saw it, and now I'm scarred for life. Way! Number 7, Scott Hall, and of course you can't have Kevin Nash without having his partner in The Outsider, Scott Hall, who will presumably be taking a break from his busy schedule of being kind of grotty on social media to attend the show. Number 6, Mick Foley. Now the last time we saw Mick on WWE television, he was unveiling the 24/7 title in a really awkward segment that didn't go over well at all, and said really bad things about the division's future. But that division has since become one of the most fun things on WWE TV today, so I guess that bodes pretty well for the Raw reunion. And at number 5, actually, it looks like we're looking a little bit short of time here, so how about this? Quick round of word association for the final 5 names. Cool? Cool. Number 5, Ric Flair. Woo! Number 4, Shawn Michaels, bald. Number 3, Hulk Hogan, boo. Number 2, Steve Austin, yay! And at number 1, Devon Dudley. So there we have it, guys. That is the complete list of Raw reunion attendees at the time of filming. But let's be honest, in the time that this thing takes to go up, which may only be a couple of hours, WWE have probably announced a whole lot more. So screw them, I guess. But either way, head on down to the comment section and let us know. Let us know what you think of the names announced so far. Are you happy with them? A little bit underwhelmed? And who would you like to see added? I, for one, mourn the lack of Gangrel. Also, I'm curious, what do you guys think the show is actually gonna be? Do you think it'll be fun? Do you think it'll be a light-hearted nostalgia banterfest? Or will it be a bit more like Raw 25, where all the current stars just kinda get buried by crazy old dudes? Let us know down in the comments, and personally, I don't mind either way, as long as it's funny. And once you've done all that typing down in the comment section, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and you can even ring the bell for notifications. And once you've done that, you can follow us at WhatCulture WWE over on Twitter, and you can follow me at Andy H. Murray if you want. I mean, I'm not your dad. Do what you want. Make your own decisions. Bye!